Welcome to Famous People, English Stories. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Introduction. Today's story is about one of the greatest footballers of all time. A boy from Argentina, small in size, but giant in talent. He had a dream. He chased it. And he changed football forever. This is the story of Lionel Messi. Chapter 1: The Boy from Rosario. Lionel Messi was born on June 24, 1987, in a city called Rosario, in Argentina. He was the third of 4 children. His father, Jorge Messi, worked at a steel factory. His mother, Celia, cleaned houses. They were a simple, working-class family. Life was not easy, but it was full of love. From the time he was very small, Lionel loved football. He was just 5 years old when he started playing. He played in the streets, in the house, in the garden, anywhere he could. He was small, quiet, and shy. But when he had a ball at his feet, everything changed. He became full of energy, full of joy. He joined his first football club when he was just 5. It was called Grandoli. His grandmother, Celia, took him there. She believed in him more than anyone. She told the coach, "Put him in, let him play." At first, the coach didn't want to. Lionel was too small, too young. But the grandmother insisted. So, they gave him a chance. And Lionel amazed them. He dribbled past older boys. He scored goals like a pro. His talent was clear, even then. He always said later, "Everything I am, I owe to my grandmother." She passed away when he was 11, but Messi still points to the sky every time he scores, to say thank you to her. Soon, he joined a bigger club, Newell's Old Boys. He played for their youth team, called the Machine of '87. They called it that because it was full of young talents who were all born in 1987. The team won almost every game. Lionel was their star. But something was not right. When he was around 10 years old, Lionel stopped growing. Other boys got taller. He stayed small. His family was worried. They took him to the doctor. The diagnosis: growth hormone deficiency. It meant that his body did not produce enough growth hormone. He would stay small unless he got treatment. The treatment was expensive. Very expensive. His family could not afford it. Each month, they needed around $1,000 for the medicine. Jorge, his father, tried everything. They asked for help from local clubs. Some helped a little, but not enough. Newell's said they would help, but never followed through. It seemed like Lionel's dream was slipping away. But then, something amazing happened. A scout from Spain heard about Lionel. He worked for FC Barcelona, one of the biggest clubs in the world. He had seen a video of young Messi. He couldn't believe his eyes. "This boy," he said, "is special." He told the club, "We must bring him to Spain." The Messi family took a chance. Jorge and Lionel flew to Barcelona. The club wanted to see the boy with their own eyes. Lionel trained with the youth team. He was nervous. This was his big chance. But when he played, the nerves disappeared. He danced with the ball. He scored goals. The coaches were amazed. They wanted to sign him. But there was a problem. It was December, and the season was almost over. The directors were unsure. Could they take a chance on a sick boy from Argentina? There was no official contract yet. Jorge was losing hope. One night, one of the club's directors, Carlos Rexach, met Jorge for lunch. They talked. Jorge begged. Carlos listened. Then, Rexach pulled out a napkin. Yes, a napkin. He wrote a contract on it right there. We, FC Barcelona, promised to take Lionel Messi and pay for his treatment. They both signed it. That napkin changed everything. The Messi family moved to Spain. Lionel joined the La Masia Academy, the training school for young Barca players. He started the medical treatment. Slowly, he began to grow. But most importantly, he continued to play better than ever. Messi was shy. He missed home. He missed his mother, who stayed in Argentina for a while with his brothers and sister. But on the field, he was free. He was fearless. He had found his new home. This was just the beginning. Chapter 2: Rising Through the Ranks. After signing with FC Barcelona and moving to Spain, Lionel Messi began a new life. He was only 13 years old. A young boy in a new country, far from his home, speaking a new language. Everything was different. The streets. The food. The culture. But there was one thing that stayed the same: football. He trained at La Masia, the famous youth academy of FC Barcelona. La Masia was not just a place to play football. It was a school, a home, a place to grow. The best young players from around the world came there. Everyone was talented. Everyone wanted to be the next star. It was a tough environment, but Messi stood out. He was still shy. Off the field, he didn't talk much. He didn't make a lot of friends right away. But on the field, he spoke a different language, the language of football. He had control, vision, speed. His left foot was magic. The coaches at La Masia quickly realized this boy was not like the others. He moved up the ranks fast. Every year, he played in a higher team. Under 14, under 16, under 18. And each year, he dominated. He was shorter than the other players, but it didn't matter. His low center of gravity gave him perfect balance. He could turn quickly. He could dribble through 3 or 4 defenders like they weren't even there. By the time he was 16, he was already training with the first team. That team included stars like Ronaldinho, Xavi, and Iniesta. Legends of the game. But even they were surprised by Messi. Ronaldinho, who was then the biggest star at Barcelona, said, "This kid will be better than me." He smiled when he watched Messi train. He saw greatness before anyone else. On November 16, 2003, Messi played his first match for the senior team. It was a friendly match against Porto. He was just 16 years old. He didn't score, but he showed the world a glimpse of what was coming. His official league debut came a year later, on October 16, 2004, against Espanyol. He was only 17. Messi became the youngest player to ever play for Barcelona in a league match. But that was just the beginning. On May 1, 2005, Messi scored his first official goal for Barcelona. It was a beautiful goal. Ronaldinho gave him a pass over the defense. Messi controlled it and chipped the ball over the goalkeeper. The crowd went wild. At just 17 years, 10 months, and 7 days old, he became the youngest player to score for the club. That moment was special. Not just for Messi, but for everyone watching. They saw a star being born. Over the next few years, Messi grew stronger, smarter, and more confident. Injuries sometimes slowed him down. He had muscle problems and missed some games. But every time he returned, he came back better. He was learning, watching, improving. In 2006, he played in his first UEFA Champions League. That same year, he also went to his first FIFA World Cup with Argentina. He was the youngest player on the team. The world was watching. And Messi didn't disappoint. Back at Barcelona, something incredible was happening. The team was changing. New young talents like Andrés Iniesta and Sergio Busquets joined the first team. The coach, Pep Guardiola, came in with a new vision. A new style of play. It was called tiki-taka, short passes, fast movement, total control. And at the heart of this new system was Lionel Messi. Guardiola believed in him completely. He moved Messi to a new position, false nine. It was not a typical striker. It was a free role. Messi could drop deep, run wide, or attack the goal. Defenders didn't know how to stop him. He was everywhere. Between 2008 and 2012, Messi became unstoppable. He scored goals. He made assists. He won matches almost by himself. In the 2008 to 2009 season, Barcelona won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Champions League all in 1 year. A historic treble. Messi was the top scorer in the Champions League. He scored in the final against Manchester United. A beautiful header. At just 21, Messi won his first Ballon d'Or, the award for the best player in the world. He would go on to win many more. He was no longer the little boy with a dream. He was becoming a legend. And the best was yet to come. Chapter 3: Breaking Records, Winning Hearts. By 2010, Lionel Messi had already become one of the best players in the world. But over the next few years, he didn't just prove he was great, he showed the world that he was something we had never seen before. Messi wasn't just scoring goals. He was breaking records. In the 2011 to 2012 season, he reached a level of football that stunned fans, players, and experts around the world. That season, Messi scored an unbelievable 73 goals in all competitions. That number was more than any player had ever scored in a single season in European football history. He broke the record of the great German striker Gerd Müller, who had scored 67 goals in the 1972 to 1973 season. And Messi wasn't just scoring for fun, he was winning. That year, Barcelona won the Copa del Rey and other trophies. Messi was at the center of it all. Every time he touched the ball, people expected magic. And most of the time, he delivered. He had perfect control, incredible balance, and a vision of the game like no one else. He could score from any angle. He could pass the ball between 5 defenders. He could make it look easy, even when it wasn't. In 2012, he also broke Gerd Müller's record for most goals in a calendar year. He scored 91 goals in 12 months. That record might never be broken. Even people who didn't like football knew the name Lionel Messi. He had become a global icon. But Messi was more than just numbers. What made him special wasn't only how many goals he scored, it was how he played the game. He played with honesty, humility, and joy. He never dived. He never argued much with referees. He just played. He let his football speak. Fans loved him not only because he was the best, but because he was the most respectful. In an era of big egos and flashy lifestyles, Messi was quiet. Simple. Focused. He didn't need to talk about being the best. He showed it, match after match. While he was dominating at club level, people also looked at his journey with the Argentina national team. He had played in the 2006 and 2010 World Cups, but Argentina didn't win. Some people in his own country said he didn't care as much about Argentina as he did about Barcelona. That hurt him deeply. Messi loved his country. He always wanted to succeed for Argentina. But the results were disappointing. In 2011, they lost in the Copa America quarterfinals. Messi was even booed by fans. Imagine that. The best player in the world, being whistled by his own people. But Messi didn't give up. He stayed. He fought. He wore the captain's armband with pride. In the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, Argentina reached the final for the first time in 24 years. Messi was brilliant throughout the tournament. He scored goals, assisted his teammates, and carried the team on his shoulders. In the final against Germany, Argentina came close. Very close. But in the end, they lost 1-0 in extra time. Messi was named player of the tournament. He walked up to get his award, but he looked sad. He wanted the trophy for his country, not for himself. He had given everything, but it still wasn't enough. More heartbreak followed. Argentina reached the Copa America finals in 2015 and 2016. Both times, they lost to Chile, both times on penalties. Messi missed his penalty in the 2016 final. He cried. He was heartbroken. After that game, he made a shocking announcement. "I'm done with the national team," he said. "It's over." The world was stunned. People begged him to return. Fans, players, even the president of Argentina. They said, "Don't go. We need you." After some months of reflection, Messi came back. He couldn't leave. Not like that. He loved wearing the blue and white shirt too much. And he still had a dream, to win a trophy for Argentina. While this drama was happening with the national team, his life at Barcelona was changing too. The team was evolving. Players came and went. But Messi stayed. And he kept scoring, assisting, and winning. He formed famous partnerships on the field, with Neymar and Luis Suarez. The three of them became known as MSN. Together, they destroyed defenses across Europe. In 2015, they helped Barcelona win another Champions League title. Messi, once again, was at the heart of everything. By now, Messi had won multiple Ballon d'Or awards. In 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012, he won 4 in a row. Then again in 2015. Each year, the debate grew: who is the greatest, Messi or Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo, the Portuguese superstar, was Messi's biggest rival. They played in the same league for many years, Messi at Barcelona, Ronaldo at Real Madrid. The rivalry was intense. Fans argued, media compared every stat. But both players respected each other. And both pushed each other to be better. Even with all the noise around him, Messi remained focused. He continued breaking records. Most goals for Barcelona. Most goals in La Liga. Most assists. Most hat-tricks. He was no longer just a star. He was a legend. A living legend. But something was still missing. A trophy for Argentina. And that would become the next chapter of his journey. Chapter 4: The Dream Comes True. For most players, 5 Ballon d'Or awards, 4 Champions League titles, and hundreds of goals would be more than enough. But for Lionel Messi, there was still a hole in his heart. A missing piece. That missing piece was a trophy with Argentina. For years, he had come close. In 2014, Argentina lost the World Cup final. In 2015 and 2016, they lost 2 Copa America finals. Messi gave everything, but the pain of defeat kept returning. After the 2016 final, he had even said he would quit. But he returned because he couldn't give up. He wanted to win. Not for fame. Not for money. But for his country. For the people of Argentina who loved football more than anything else. Then, in 2019, came another Copa America. Once again, Argentina reached the semifinals, but they lost to Brazil. Messi was angry. He believed something was wrong with the refereeing. He spoke out, which he almost never did. He was frustrated. But still, he stayed. And finally, in 2021, came the tournament that would change everything. The 2021 Copa America was held in Brazil. The pressure on Messi was enormous. He was now 34 years old. Many believed this was his last chance to win a major trophy with Argentina. The team wasn't full of superstars, but it had heart. Players like Rodrigo de Paul, Emiliano Martinez, and Lautaro Martinez played with passion, and they played for Messi. From the first game, something felt different. Messi was on fire. He scored beautiful goals, gave perfect assists, and inspired his teammates. His leadership was clear. He wasn't just the best player, he was the heart of the team. He celebrated every tackle, every save, every goal, not just his own. He was the captain everyone followed. Argentina reached the final. And who were they facing? Brazil, their biggest rivals, and the hosts of the tournament. The match was at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. The last time Argentina had played a final there was in 2014, and they had lost. The pressure was huge. But the team played with courage. In the 22nd minute, Angel Di Maria scored a brilliant goal. Argentina was in the lead. Messi didn't score that day. He didn't even play his best game. But he ran, he fought, and he never gave up. The final whistle blew. Argentina were champions. Messi fell to his knees. His teammates rushed to hug him. After so many years of pain, he finally had his trophy. He cried. The joy was too much to hold in. His teammates lifted him into the air. They knew what this meant, not just for Argentina, but for him. For the first time in his career, Messi had won a major international title. People in Argentina danced in the streets. Children wore his shirt. Old men cried. Families hugged. It wasn't just a football win, it was a national moment of joy. And Messi? He smiled. He was finally at peace. But he wasn't done yet. After the Copa America, Messi made another huge decision. In 2021, after more than 20 years at Barcelona, Messi had to leave. The club was facing financial problems. They could not afford to renew his contract, even though he had agreed to take a pay cut. The goodbye was heartbreaking. In a press conference, Messi stood in front of reporters and fans, and cried. Barcelona had been his home since he was 13. He had won everything with them. Scored more than 670 goals. Made more than 300 assists. Played 778 games. It was the end of an era. Soon after, he signed with Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, in France. It was a new challenge. A new city. A new league. He joined stars like Neymar and Kylian Mbappé. The world was excited. But for Messi, it took time to adjust. The first season was hard. He scored fewer goals. Some fans doubted him. But Messi didn't let it bother him. He kept working, training, and giving his best. Then came 2022, and with it, the biggest prize of all. The FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Messi was now 35. It would be his 5th World Cup. His last chance. Argentina started with a shocking loss to Saudi Arabia. The world panicked. Was the dream over? But the team stayed calm. Messi led them forward. He scored in the next matches. He assisted. He inspired. Argentina beat Mexico. Then Poland. Then Australia. Then the Netherlands, in a dramatic penalty shootout. In the semifinal, they crushed Croatia. Messi was brilliant. Every game, he was more focused, more determined. Then came the final. Argentina versus France. It was a match for the ages. Argentina took a 2-0 lead. Then France came back with 2 goals from Kylian Mbappé. In extra time, Messi scored again. But Mbappé equalized once more. 3-3. The game went to penalties. Messi scored his. So did his teammates. And Argentina won. The stadium exploded. Fans cried. Messi was lifted into the air again, this time, holding the World Cup. The one trophy that had escaped him for so long. He had done it. He was now a world champion. He had won everything. Messi was awarded the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament. But more important than any award was the joy on his face. The dream of a small boy from Rosario had come true. He wasn't just a footballer. He was a symbol of hope. Of passion. Of never giving up. Chapter 5: Legacy of a Legend. After lifting the World Cup in 2022, Lionel Messi stood at the top of world football. There was nothing left to prove. He had won it all: league titles, Champions Leagues, Copa America, and now, the greatest prize of all. But more than the trophies, more than the goals, it was the way Messi played that made him special. Millions around the world had followed his journey. From the streets of Rosario to the stadiums of Spain, from heartbreak to glory. He had become more than a player. He was a symbol of hard work, humility, and never giving up. Even after the World Cup, Messi didn't stop. He returned to Paris Saint-Germain and continued playing. Though he was older now, his intelligence, vision, and magical left foot were still sharp. He played fewer matches. He ran less. But when he touched the ball, the crowd still held its breath. By mid-2023, rumors began to grow. Messi was ready for a new adventure. And this time, it wouldn't be in Europe. In the summer of 2023, Messi made a surprise move. He joined Inter Miami, a club in the United States, owned in part by football legend David Beckham. Fans were shocked. Some couldn't believe it. Others were excited. The greatest player in the world was coming to Major League Soccer, MLS. Why did he choose Miami? It wasn't for money. In fact, he turned down a much bigger offer from Saudi Arabia. Messi chose Miami because it was a new challenge, a new culture, and a place where he could grow the game. He also wanted a quieter life for his family. Miami, with its large Latin American community, felt close to home. When Messi arrived, everything changed. Stadiums sold out. Ticket prices jumped. People who had never watched a football match before were now wearing pink Inter Miami shirts. The whole country wanted to see him. And Messi delivered, again. In his very first matches, he scored stunning goals. He brought joy, creativity, and elegance to the game. Inter Miami, a team that had struggled before, began winning. With Messi on the field, they looked like champions. And very soon, they were. Just weeks after arriving, Messi led Inter Miami to their first ever trophy, the League's Cup. He scored 10 goals in the tournament, including in the final. It was another magical chapter in a story that seemed almost unreal. Even in a new league, at age 36, Messi was still the difference. Still the genius. But Messi's legacy isn't just about numbers or trophies. It's about how he made people feel. He inspired kids who were told they were too small, too quiet, or too different. He showed that success doesn't always come loud. That you don't need to be arrogant to be great. You can be kind, respectful, and still be the best. He never dived or faked injuries. He never chased the spotlight. He always let his football do the talking. And that football was poetry. For over 2 decades, he gave fans something to believe in. Something beautiful. When he dribbled past defenders like they were cones, when he curled the ball into the top corner with his left foot, when he pointed to the sky after scoring, thinking of his grandmother, those were moments people would never forget. In Argentina, murals of Messi cover the walls of cities. Children name their pets after him. Some even name their babies Lionel. For many, he is not just a footballer, he is a hero. In Barcelona, he is still called the king. He gave that club the best years of its history. Even after leaving, his statue is being built next to the greats of the past. In Paris, he added style and class. In Miami, he brought belief. And in the world, he left a legacy no one can match. So what's next? Messi has said he'll keep playing as long as his body allows. He wants to enjoy the game, help younger players, and spend time with his family. He is not chasing records anymore, he is simply playing for the love of the sport. And perhaps that's the most powerful part of his story. Because at the heart of it all, Lionel Messi is still that little boy from Rosario. The boy who played football in the street. The boy who needed medicine to grow. The boy who missed his grandmother. The boy who dreamed. He didn't shout. He didn't push. He didn't demand. He just played. And in doing so, he gave us moments of magic, memories of joy, and a story that will be told for generations. Lionel Messi, not just the greatest of all time, but the greatest example of what is possible when talent, heart, and humility come together. Thank you for joining us on this amazing journey through the life of Lionel Messi. A story of dreams, challenges, and greatness. A story told not just with words, but with heart. If you enjoyed learning with this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There are many more inspiring English stories coming your way. Keep listening, keep learning, and remember, every big dream starts small. See you next time on Famous People, English Stories.